Welcome to the 2014 Paralympics in beautiful Sochi, Russia, and wheelchair curling. Our match, the final round, the session of the round robin. Finland with only 1 win, 7 losses. Canada the opposite record, 7-1. Canada with a win here could clinch first place. As we see the Pipers of Scotland usher the event in, as they heighten the prestige of this event by preparing the players and fans for this round robin. The Pipers and the Drummers. The sport goes back to the 1600s of Scotland. There we see the ice preparation, and I think we can even see some of the crystalline pebbles. On top of the ice is pebbled so that the stones can slide nicely down the ice. Good conditions inside, the humidity high at 41%. As mentioned, Canada has an opportunity to clinch first place. We look at the standings. Canada and Russia tied at 7-1, but Canada won the game in the round robin. So should they be tied, Canada would get first place. Great Britain ready to finish in third if they can win. China, Slovakia on the bubble at 4. U.S., Korea, and Sweden with 5 losses, hoping that they get some help and they would still have a shot at a tiebreaker. Norway out of it, and Finland just finishing it out. Fans, great fans inside of the Ice Cube here in Sochi, Russia. Many colorful jackets. And we'll meet the teams. The lead, Tumo Arnika, the lead for Finland. At second, Mina Motahidi from Helsinki. At third, Vesa Helman, 43-year-old. And at skip, Markku Karjalainen, the 48-year-old from Rovaniemi in the upper part of Finland. And the fifth player, Sari Karjalainen, the wife of Markku, sitting out this final game. She's been the regular third for the team during the other sessions. And there we see some of those beautiful, colorful jackets of the volunteers. And let's meet Team Canada. At lead, Sonia Goode.
Hi, Mom. Cheer hard.
At second, Dennis Thiessen, 52-year-old out of Winnipeg.
Hi, Canada.
At third, Ina Forrest from Vernon. And at skip, Jim Armstrong, the 63-year-old from Vancouver. And this team from Canada are the defending champions from 2010 in Vancouver. And their fifth player, the alternate, Mark Idison. And there we see the granite ready to roll as the teams prepare to take the ice. And we'll see the customary handshakes between the two teams, wishing each other well. And for Canada, a win here would give them first place. They did beat Russia 5-4 in the round robin, so even if they would be tied at 8-1, Canada would be awarded first place. Each team having the high fives and a little pep talk before we commence play. Jim Armstrong, the skip, defending Olympic champions, this Canadian side. Finland won the draw to the button in the practice session before. So Canada will play the opening stone. Finland will have the advantage of the last stone in this first end of play. Sonia Goode, 47-year-old from Vernon. So far in the first 8 games. She was the flag bearer for Canada in the opening ceremonies a week ago. That stone from Canada just sliding through. Sonia a little bit fast on the speed.
Always 5, 7. I even take some off.
She jokes that she's always a little too pumped up for the first stone of the game. Finland with their record of 1-7, kind of playing for the fun of it more here. Tumo Arnika, 57%. And for Finland, they're playing for pride now, trying to see if they can knock off Canada in this last session of the round robin. Finland playing a corner guard, into the free guard zone in front of the ring. So Canada cannot
12.5.
nail that stone out of play until after the leads are finished shooting, hence the 4-rock rule. Sonia Goody has won gold medals in 06 in Torino and also 2010 with this Jim Armstrong team when they won gold in Vancouver. And she is the first Paralympian in curling to ever win 2 golds. And she was elected to the Curling Hall of Fame in Canada in 2013. Draw attempt on the outturn, coming up a little short. Stop for a center guard about 3 feet in front of the ring. For Finland, this is their first Paralympics. And they played in their first World Championships right here in this very ice cube last January. Finished in 8th. And the Armstrong team won that World Championship. And Tumo, he's a biomechanical engineer. Went to the University of Salford in England. Speaks Finnish and English. Not a bad stone, just sitting in front of the rings. And that was the 4th stone of the end, so the 4-rock rule no longer in play. And we'll talk about that rule much during the end. But now Canada can play hit on those stones in front of the rings. And they certainly are stones which Finland might look to raise up, so Canada would like to make a play. 2 left-handers on Team Canada. Dennis Thiessen, let's meet Dennis, 52-year-old. First started curling in 2005 out of the Assiniboia Curling Club in Winnipeg, Manitoba in Canada. Nice hit and stay will remove that stone and replace red with yellow. He's won 1 World Championship last year here in Sochi, right at this ice cube.
Sanokaa sitten, onko se hyvä merkki, te osaatte paljon sanoa.
Sanoma takaa, että lähteekö hyvin.
Finland looking to play a tap up on their own stone.
Aika.
Markku, voima!
11.5.
Okay, 11.5.
And we meet the gal playing second for Finland today, Amina Todahidi. Currently lives in Helsinki, 40-year-old. She was born in Tehran in Iran. She has also lived in the U.S. She went to University of Illinois and took nutrition and studied English in the U.S. A nice tap shot there. Oh, straight back. Beautiful shot. That's fully buried in behind the red stone. A nice start for Mina on her opening shot. Of course, some of the differences between regular able-bodied curling and wheelchair is certainly the lack of sweeping. No sweepers allowed in wheelchair curling. So the players not having the benefit of sweepers to hold the line straighter. They'll take the stone 5 to 10 feet further. Dennis, his nickname Denny. His wife's name Helene. They have 3 children. And his hobby is woodworking. Here he'd like to make the double, but unfortunately he'll jam that stone straight back and leave the red one for shot stone. The way you count in this game is the number of your stones closer than the opponent's best stone. At the conclusion of the end, which count, each team throws 8 stones per end. 4 players, 2 stones each, alternating with the opponent.
11.8. Nyt on menossa ulospäin.
Mina Motahidi now playing the outturn draw. And players Do not throw from the hack in wheelchair curling. They are out between the rings and the first hog line. They can throw with the hand or the stick, but all the players in this competition use the stick. They can throw more accurate and harder with it, more force. That's a nice draw shot in behind, right to the tee line. Just a couple inches behind the tee line in the 4-foot circle. Armstrong, the skip for Canada. Asks his player, "Oh, let's draw right down to that stone," he says. Jim, a very experienced player, definitely the most experienced player of any of the skips in this competition. Now let's meet Ina Forrest, 51-year-old from Vernon, born in Port St. John in northern BC. In her second Paralympics, and she was part of the gold medal winning team playing with Jim in Vancouver, and she leads all thirds, all of the 10 thirds in this competition. She's playing at 61%. And look at this, in 6 world championships, she has won 3 gold. So very impressive record for Ina Forrest. Just a little bit too much speed. She wanted to freeze, but we'll go a little bit deep.
She said it was wide.
But at the moment, Finland shot stone. Second belongs to Canada, just in behind it, and third off on the right-hand side of the sheet belonging to Finland. Now all stones within the rings count equal, but it's you know who has the most closest to the center, and a stone even biting or touching the ring can be counted a single point. Vesa Helman, third for Finland. Vesa in his first Paralympics and played in the Worlds last year here in Sochi. Just taps his own. Looks good, but it might certainly set up a double for Canada. Vesa is an automotive engineer from the University of Havenka. Loves cross-country skiing. Well, another chance here for Canada to plop one right in front of those 2 red ones, and for Ina it would be just a little less weight, and by weight I mean the speed, the force thrown on the stone, a little bit less weight on the stone. This sport comes from Scotland in the 1600s, and the rings behind there are known as the house. The 2 hog lines, one on each end, and 2 houses, one on each end. And the weight, the amount of speed thrown on a stone. A lot of terms. In curling, just a little bit different than normal. A nice shot there by Ina. She'll be second shot stone. It didn't curl quite enough for her. This ice from the beginning of the round robin was curling too much for the team. It was curling 4.5 feet on a drop. And now that the curls settled down to about 3 or 3.5 feet, the players curling higher percentages. Vesa a chance to draw an out turn in right in front of the Canadian stone to lie 2. Vesa's married, wife Tanya, 2 children, Gina and Johan. Does he have enough weight to get in there for second shot? Not quite, but a nice guard on the red stone. Definitely Finland with the advantage so far in this opening end. Of course, the official count that goes on the scoreboard from this end does not happen until the 16th and final stone of the end has been played. There's still 4 more stones to come. At the present moment, Finland lying 1. That's the shot stone touching into the button. And Canada only second shot.
It's a little heavier down the side.
Pardon me?
It's a little heavier down the side.
Yeah.
Jim Armstrong, he has a great attitude, very experienced player. He began curling at the age of 8 in Victoria, British Columbia in Canada. I said the most experience he has played in 6 Briars, and that is the biggest competition in the world as far as attendance, the Briar, men's Briar in Canada. Played in 6 of those, never made it to a Worlds though, lost in 1987 Briar final. He played with Bernie Sparks at 3rd. They lost to Russ Howard in the final. Jim, a dentist, retired dentist now, was inducted into the Curling Hall of Fame in Canada in 1990.
Otetaan siihen nyt se Simi
Nice shot by Jim there. He does set up something for his next stone.
Mikä voima? Se on 11.5.
He will make it difficult for Finland to count more than one.
Ainakaan noussut yhtään noin.
Eikö pienemmäksi?
Niin. Ja nyt, joo. Riittääkö se 11.5 siirtämättä keltaista tarpeeksi?
Sen ei tarvitse ottaa meillä sisäsyrjälle osua ja pyörähtää sisään vaan.
Niin, jos me otettaisiin enemmän niitä pois, niin tuossa edessäkin kun on noin pistekivet, niin
let's meet Markku Kardjalainen, the 48-year-old.
Okei, just nimenomaan, että se menee sitten ihan helvetin kovaa.
His wife Sari, who is the alternate for this game, introduced him to this sport. She invited him to join the team, and after that they got married, and they have been part of this Finland team for the last number of years. They reside in Rovaniemi, 10 kilometers south of the Arctic Circle in Lapland in northern Finland. Nice tap there, and that'll set things up for his next shot. Not much, I don't think, not much Armstrong can do here, rather than probably just guard and try and block the pass. Nice shot by Markku. He enjoys hand cycling and canoeing and cross-country skiing. Armstrong selecting a raise in front of the rings. I thought he might just guard. And
if anything, we'll come across it and run it that way.
But Jim taking a bit of a gamble here. As Sonia Goody, the lead looks on. Jim Armstrong playing the run back through the hole. I'd like to run this right back on a shot stone. And you don't have the advantage of sweeping as there is in regular able-bodied curling. All of these shots much more difficult.
You were all over it.
Much more difficult to tweak the line with sweeping or take the stone further. All these players using the stick, but every country tends to use a little different kind of stick. They're all looking for the perfect implement to improve their game. Jim looking for the run back, playing the yellow stones. Doesn't curl quite enough. Didn't have a whole lot of weight either, was just playing that as a draw tap up. So Finland continuing to lie one. They could get two out of this with a tap up on their own stone.
What are they sitting down there?
Just off to the left.
What are they sitting down there? Two?
One, I think. Siihen kato sisään, siihen kato ulkopuolelle.
Jos sä saat pikkasen tähän näin, niin sit se menee taas toi sisälle, että...
Ei kun tullaan tähän ulkoposkeen. Niin ulkoposkeen vaan semmonen kevyt tökki. Tuo sama voima kuin äskeiset, että...
Mina and Tumo looking on. As Vesa will now, the vice skip will hold the brush.
Suora osumakin käy!
Onko me nyt 1 vai 2?
Skip
meillä on 1,
Markku.
koitetaan nyt toinen piste ottaa sieltä enempää kuin 2 on tulolla, että sitten... Otetaan tuohon tökätä, mikä tuon mä heitin, niin siihen kato ulkoposkeen, että se pikkusen pyörähtää sisään.
Joo. Mene toi vasemmalla oleva punainen, siitäkin
tämä puoli ja suorakin vielä käy, mutta tämä puoli...
Toi on nyt, mitä kato heitelty, niin ei lähdetä soloon.
This Finnish team does a lot of talking. Markku always explains the shot thoroughly when he gets down to the far end.
Pienempi. Joo.
Just taking a little bit less ice now. Good ice reading there with the expected amount of curl. And a player from behind can brace the wheelchair just so it doesn't slip during the throw. See if Markku has the right line and enough weight to tap this stone up for 2. And the answer is yes, sir, as he taps it right into the button area. Perhaps Jim should have guarded that, but he didn't. And pays the price. As Finland makes a real nice tap up to claim a 2-ender. The 2 reds are better than any of the yellow ones in the ring, so Finland gets 2.
Not as much on bad luck as anything. I made their first raise by losing my handle, eh? And then, of course, we did not it. That's all right. Back at her.
Okay.
Teams with a quick moment here to have a quick team meeting before we move on to end 2. 8 ends in this game, unless it goes the extra end. And Canada, if they win, they would get first spot in the semifinals. They would play the 4th place team. So even if Russia wins their game, if Canada can win this game and both teams finish at 8-1, Canada did win the game in the round robin between Russia and themselves by a score of 5-4. So on a head-to-head basis, Canada would get first place and would play 4, and Russia would wait to play the third place team. There's a real battle going on for third and fourth place.
Helvetisti kaikkea paskaa tällä
Both
kentällä.
Russia and Canada are already in to the semifinals. And Finland only won one match during the round robin, and that was a thorough drubbing of Great Britain, where they led it 13-1 over Great Britain, and it finished 13-4. On the other hand, Finland has played well in a lot of their matches. They have given teams all they can handle. They just haven't been able to get the wins. And certainly one of the reasons they perhaps don't compete as much, although they, from Rovaniemi, where Markku lives, there is a long drive to play in other tournaments in Finland.
4 years ago.
Jim Armstrong holding the brush. The lead for the Canadian team. Sonia, good day. Her nickname is the Brain, and we see her left hand on that handle. And she got nicknamed the Brain for inventing that handle to help herself be more secure during the throw. It's called the balance post. She's married, her husband Dan, and 2 children, Elisa and Colton. She's a teacher at Okanagan College, and her motto is giving up is not an option.
10-2.
She started playing in 2003 in Vernon, British Columbia. Trains 8 months of the year.
Like when I let it go, it felt like it was good. Yeah.
And a stone must be over the hog line, that final hog line, or it's removed from play. Both teams started this match with 68 minutes on their time clock. And you might ask, well, has anyone ever run out of time? Well, yes, in this event. Sweden was playing Canada, and Sweden ran out of time, so they forfeited the match right there. Sweden had 1 more stone to come in the 8th end, and that stone never counted. They had to get 2 to tie, but they ran out of time and didn't get their final throw in. Sonia, the Brain, holding onto that handle, loves kayaking, fishing, and cross-country skiing and camping. Was the flag bearer for Canada in the opening ceremonies a week ago inside a Fished Arena, an arena that holds 60,000. The Olympics and now the Paralympics are the most compact in the history of the Olympic movement here in Sochi, as all of the arenas are in a very close cluster, only a few minutes from each other. And right only a few hundred yards from the Black Sea. A very temperate climate in Sochi.
Mä luulen, että no joo, joku 12, että toi vähempi
Palm trees
heitetty
and
tätä.
flowers. And it rains once in a while, but when the sun is shining, it's really beautiful. And sometimes during rain, it's very gentle. A lot like the Vancouver climate, perhaps, in Canada. Mina, as I mentioned, was born in Tehran in Iran. Now lives in Helsinki. Belongs to the Havinka Curling Club and loves movies, reading, and cooking. Just playing a draw down to that stone belonging to Canada. A little bit deep for second shot.
Huono merkki vaan.
Niin. Heitto oli ihan ok, mutta merkki vaan liian leveä.
Se on just mitä pyydettiin.
Mulla on 12.1.
12.4.
Nice weight by Mina.
Like that? Yeah. Okay, Dennis, 12 and a half, 12, 3, 4. Nice and smooth, right at the rim.
Dennis Thiessen, nicknamed Denny. His wife's name Helene. They have 3 children. As mentioned, he loves woodworking. And his philosophy in life: live, dream, and enjoy. He's been curling since 2005 when a friend asked him to try, and he fell in love with the sport. And his most memorable occasion was winning gold 2013 in Sochi.
No tähän vielä sama heitto tietää.
Good.
Se tai pois.
Canada trails at 2-0. Both teams started with 68 minutes on the clock.
12-5 saapi olla. 12-7.
Onko toi liian iso merkki?
And we see Markku holding the stopwatch in his hand, and many times players will
Sama kuin äsken vai?
just check out the speed of the ice. And there's different lines that they might time from. A real long extension stick here. Lina. The throw. We'll just check the timing on this stone. 12.50 seconds between the hog lines into the ring. So the ice
Itse asiassa jäi vähän vajaa.
really running about 12 seconds right
voima.
now, and then
Vähän saa.
that's the time that a stone travels between the hog lines, from first hog line to second hog line, for a draw into the ring.
12 and a half, 12. Either.
Now, if the stone goes through that zone quicker, say in 11 seconds rather than 12, that means it has more speed. We'll go to slide further. So although the players are always reading the ice and watching the ice, often they'll do a timing with their stopwatch just to check the speed, and it's also a good way of communicating the speed from player to player. When a player says, what's it like in this spot, rather than just saying, well, it's really fast here, really slides easy. A player can name a number, say like it's 12 seconds, a good way of communicating. Canada not too superb so far in their shots. Dennis Thiessen the second at 25%. Finland outplaying them at the start here. Finland playing big numbers. They're 73% average so far. And their percentages compared to 38 for Canada. In these first two ends, Finland playing better. Nice draw there by Vesa. Into shot stone right in front of the Canadian Yellowstone.
Se oli 12-3.
Toivottavasti on selkeä.
As mentioned, Canada's trying to three-peat. Canada won gold in the first Paralympic curling in 2006. And that stone really wrapped around the front. Very nice spot in Torino in 2006, also known as Turin. Canada won gold. And in the Vancouver 2010, Jim Armstrong skipped the team. And Ina Forrest was the third. Sonia Goody, the lead here, was the second. A chap by the name of Daryl Neighbor was the lead. And the fifth was Bruno Jacek. So part of that team still here. Three of the members, Jim and Ina and Sonia. A nice chip there from Ina.
Good job.
And she's the only one for Canada really playing good numbers. She's 75% so far. As mentioned, she leads all the thirds in the competition at 61% overall. So very steady player.
Pikkasen sisään lähti.
Vesa Hellman, the automotive engineer from the University of Hubinka. Previously played wheelchair basketball.
12-3, sama kuin äsken.
Finnish, English, and Swedish. He got involved when he said he was interested in a new sport, and his motto, if they can do it, we can do it.
Okay, Ina, 12 and a half.
The number there, 12 and a half. So that's the reading on the speed of the ice. And Ina, two lefties on this team, Thiessen and Ina are both left. He stands out and reaches after that stone. 12 and a half, the running time, expected between from hog to hog. Close. Right now it's about a 12. We need a little bit more speed. That was a perfect line and would have buried nicely in behind.
Pretty heavy down there, right?
Skip Jim Armstrong saying, yeah, pretty heavy. The ice is rather slow in that spot.
A little bit there, thinking that.
I know.
That was one
I mentioned leading all the thirds in play.
The last one.
Joo, se on joku, oliko
And
se
that's been a
kolmas tai
reason
nelos?
for Canada being at 7-1. Vesa Helman
Olisiko Vesa tuossa
holding the
etä
brush
sitten tökki
for
olisiko
Markku.
tuossa?
Ei tuu punaista eteenpäin mun mielestä.
Tökätään sitä punaista vähän eteenpäin, niin
Äkki
joo.
köyhätä tää kautta tähän näin ja oma
Joo.
tänne.
Työnnetään sitä sinne päin. Tökki!
Oma puolta.
Keskustan
Täältä
puolelta
keskustan kautta.
Toinen puolta jää. Vähän leveämpi, kapeampi
Ei kun
merkki. Kapeampi vielä.
Vielä vähän. Joo, siinä hyvä. 5 senttiä viivalta.
Finland leading this last session game. Both teams will be finished with the round robin. 10 countries, and each country plays each other country, so they get 9 games in the round robin. Finland leads at 2-0 and is playing a tap-up here. Tried to tap it on shot stone, but just had to curl a hair more, so for the moment, Canada's still lying 2, but Finland with 5 red stones around the area. Well, Canada has to be careful here. If they ever lose that yellow one of theirs, if it evaporates, Finland would be laying 5.
Kind of flop off that. A little sloppy. Anything? Back to this.
And the scoring area has really shrunken down. Not a whole lot for Canada, not a whole lot of room for them. Jim's even having trouble negotiating his way out through those stones out to the hog line. Looks like he's playing a hit and roll.
Hit that one.
What's that?
Let's see what he says to the front end when he arrives at the scene.
It's a sloppy draw. I'd sure like to kick one on somewhere.
Alright.
Oh, we got room on that.
Almost
Over.
all the play has been on the
Your
one side of
path.
the sheet. And Jim, a master strategist.
Okay. So that's 12 and a half in there.
Jim going with the out turn.
Yes, Jim. That's
And
good.
all the players in this competition throw with a stick, but there's a variance of the type. Russia uses a very long handle, and almost all of the sticks vary in the grasping point. Right through the hole. Will it stop in time for Jim? Nope, just keeps gliding and out the back door. Hangs onto the back line, but it's not in the ring. So not a factor. And Finland will have a hit here. They can't see all of the Yellowstone, but they could remove it. They could lie 5 or 6. Jim had a good path, just a little bit strong on the weight.
Familiar, tai siis mitä vaan, mut
About 14 inches of brush being taken by Finland. The in-turn hit. That's the shot they want.
valmis.
Markku Karjalainen, the 48-year-old from Rovaniemi in the Lapland part of Finland. Is he through the hole? Yes, he is. Oh, and he makes the chip. A good shot. Now, how many are Finland lying? At least 4 are better than the yellow. Might be 5. Nicely through that 2-foot port. Chips out the Canadian stone. Vesa said yes, nice shot. And Jim looked, Canada trailing 2-0. And a mess of granite in there. Finland either lying 4 or 5 reds. And he'll just stop and have a look halfway down. Looks like he's playing the draw further out in the out turn. If he can get through that hole, there's backing, a red one that he could come up to in the back ring.
You got it, big guy. Right in there.
Last stone of in 2. Jim watching intently. He would like to get through the hole. Will this over curl? Is he light? Oh, yes, he is. And it's a steal of either 4 or 5. And let's see, they'll start moving the stones away that are definitely counting. Definitely 4 red ones. They might have to measure for the 5th point. Svessa has a look, and Ina does too.
I think 4 is at least 4. Do you agree at least 4?
At least 4. Yep.
Yes.
At least 4.
That makes it an easy decision from here on.
Eli 2 ja 3 mitataan niin ilmeisesti.
Totta ei nyt kosket kiveen.
They'll measure for the 5th point.
Short and short and short.
Yeah, they can take those 2 away. So there were 4 good red ones. They were closer than anything that Canada had, and now they'll measure for the 5th
Paljon
point.
se tuli?
The finish side looks on.
Tuli ainakin, mutta 5 mitataan.
From the overhead, it does appear that it's the red one, but I'm only guessing.
5.
No niin.
Se selkeästi oli.
The official will do the measuring.
Samalla.
Oh, they've taken the stones away. So no measure. I thought they were going to measure.
I thought they hammered that thing.
Well, I think it is 5.
Tämähän kuulostaa nyt.
So we made a few.
Mahdollisimman paljon pois.
Yep, 7-0 is the count for Finland after 2 ends of play. And the only matches Finland won, they were ahead 13-1 in Great Britain. So when they score in bunches. Wow, Finland absolutely kicking Canada right now by a score of 7-0. And Canada, it really matters to them because it would matter who they play in the semifinals. If Canada could win this and finish first, they would play the 4th place team. If they finished second, then they would play the 3rd place team in the semifinals. And Finland with that 7-0 lead. Off to a running start in this game. Tumo, Nika, 46-year-old, went to the University of Salford in England, where he got his biomechanical engineering degree. He's an inspector at Velvira in the welfare and medical services industry.
Etuvalkoinen. Sininen raja.
Speaks both Finnish and English, and belongs to the Loijaha curling club in Finland.
You guys like that?
Yeah.
Well, let's see if Canada has woken up from the shock.
So it's going to be 12.
They're
Okay.
curling 31% so far, their
He's
lowest
asking
of the
for
tournament. And Finland at 72%. Absolutely out curling Canada at this point. Well, I'm sure Canada will start with a guard in front into the free guard zone, hoping to build an area of play and be able to draw around the guard on their coming shots. Must get over the hog line to be in play. Well, that's a good shot by Sonia into the free guard zone. And remember that free guard zone 4-rock rule. You cannot remove an opponent's stone from that zone until after the 4th stone of the end has been played. So basically after the lead's finished throwing. Nice weight by Sonia.
Who was that?
Pretty good setup here for Canada. The guard's in a good spot. They could come around on the in or out turn.
Mun mielestä
Very
on
in
tuossa
behind.
apuviiva vähän ulkopuolella.
Let's see how aggressive Finland is here. Into the rings, it would be a little bit more defensive, but if they go with the guard in their own stone, it means they're just going to stay after Canada. Sometimes the best defense is a good offense if you've been winning with offense. Tumo, the lead player, a nice draw right into the side of the forefoot. Beautiful weight on both his stones. Canada looking at 2 counters from Tumo. Finland having fun today. This last round-robin session going their way. But the one thing to forget here, not forget, is that Canada, defending Olympic champions and defending world champions, they won the world championship in this very arena in the Ice Cube last January. When wheelchair curling was a test event here. The test events before the Olympics or Paralympics the year before was always wheelchair curling and also World Junior. Wheelchair was held here last January in the Ice Cube, and then in March, it was the World Junior Championship. That gives the ice technicians a really good chance to work on the ice and see what it would be like for the Olympics and Paralympics, and also gives all of the volunteers a pilot project to work on before the actual Olympics appear. Well, here's a very important stat, and interesting too. In their 8 games so far, Finland has scored 49 and given up 57 for a -8. And Canada in their 8 games is 65 and 30 for a +35. 65 minus 30 plus 35. And here is Canada getting kicked so far in this game. You never know. It's sport. Mina, the second player for Team Finland. She speaks Finnish, English, and German. She has played wheelchair basketball and wheelchair racing as well. Mina had carpal tunnel syndrome surgery in 2011. Finland counting 3, and it seems that the Finnish rocks in this game are just growing like mushrooms. Canada unable to do anything about it so far. Maybe Finland is throwing more than the regulation 8 stones. Maybe they're playing with 12 or 13 stones. It seems that way at any rate, if you're on Canada's side. Denny Thiessen with the in turn. Pretty good shot coming in. Oh, beautiful weight. It just had to curl a couple more inches to play the perfect freeze. Dennis has played in 1 World Championship. That was last year, and he won gold, so looks good for him. Tumo looks on as Skip Marcoux places the brush. Mina will play the out-turn takeout. She pulls that stone back just to overcome inertia, and it's on its way. Playing the out-turn takeout. And with success, Finland could be lying 4. Oh, beautiful hit. Little inside roll. Take that, she says. For Canada. Wow, Canada just having a difficulty here getting on the board.
So he's asking for, so that was back line weight.
Yeah.
Back line weight. So it's like 11.5.
Nice hit and roll. Tumo liked it.
Yeah.
Who would know that going into this match, the way the score is right now, that Finland's only won 1 of their 8 matches so far, a record of 1 and 7. Denny Thiessen, left-hander, playing his in turn, and his hero was Canadian curler Jennifer Jones, who a few weeks ago won gold here at the Olympics.
Nice shot.
In able-bodied curling for Canada. And Brad Jacobs on the men's side from Canada, so won gold as well. So Canada had the sweep. Gold in both genders in the Olympics. And here in wheelchair curling, it's the only team sport in Paralympic curling where both genders play on the same team on an equal playing field. And there must be 1 of each gender on the ice at all times, at least 1.
Joo, mutta se on kato Ratsulla on se vaara sitten taas tulla, kun se pääsee taittamaan taakse. Et tässä on vielä pelivaraa sen jälkeen sitten.
Finland is shot stone closer to the button. Canada's second shot right in front. Finland having 3rd, 4th, and 5th. that Canada stone is really difficult to remove now, so Finland will change gears here and just go with the guard. The thrower of the stone, Vesa Helman, in his first Paralympics, as is this entire team. Likes cross-country skiing, regular skiing, swimming, biking, and handcrafting, and hand cycling, too. Vesa previously played wheelchair basketball. Beautiful weight. But it just bounced into the open a little bit. That'll give Canada a shot at it.
So 11 and a half? 11 and a half?
11, yeah.
It's at the same room as you, 11 and a half.
Finland curling big numbers, averaging 75% right now. Canada struggling down at 38%. But you never know. Canadian teams are always dangerous on the comeback trail. Ina Forrest. Quite the resume. She won gold in Vancouver. And at 6 Worlds, she's received gold 3 times. Great record. Playing the tap here. Would like to get the shot stone. Not quite. Just over curls for her. So for the moment, Finland remains shot stone. Canada is second. Finland third. Canada fourth. And Finland has to be careful here. They'd like to hold Canada. They'd like to steal again, or just hold Canada to the single point. Finland going with the guard.
Isopi merkki.
Not taking a whole lot of ice.
Jos sä keskiviivalle se haluat make.
Mikä voima?
Kumo saying more
Mikä
ice,
voima?
more ice, more ice. Get out wider with the brush. Vesa throws and chases after the stone. Draw weight, right in on top of his red one. Wow, that's a nice shot. Just as good as a guard. Very difficult for Canada to make any double there. Nice shot. Ina Forrest will be tested now.
Okay, Ina.
Definitely more weight required here from Ina than on her last stone. She has to move two red
Come on,
ones.
Ina, right at it.
Finland looks on, Markku and Vesa. And Ina's a business owner. Began curling 2004 in Vernon. Her hero is basketball player Steve Nash from Canada. She's married, husband Curtis, and 3 children. She has an English history major from Simon Fraser University in Burnaby, BC. That one out wide. Haven't seen her miss too many like that.
Sorry.
It's probably
That's
her
okay.
worst miss in a number of games. And all she can do is say sorry, no doubt. And I really love Ina's
Think you're trying to
philosophy.
overthrow it?
She says, never let them see you stop smiling.
Just thinking that the timing thing, getting it away smooth.
And she had to smile because that one wasn't too close. And Jim had to smile too. It's nothing going right for them in this game.
Eteenpäin vain.
Wow, Finland with the guard here could really sew this up. Canada having difficulty just getting anywhere near the scoreboard.
Se haittaa yhtään mitään, jos se ottaa niin kiinni, se haittaa yhtään mitään, se metrin päähän.
Juuri näin.
This Finland team is very dangerous. They can really play well. They showed a great game when they beat Great Britain 13-4 in their only win. They've had a lot of close losses. They just haven't had the consistency from match to match. In this game, they were just coming right in. They're no long guards. That's a great spot for that stone. Wow, it's perfect in. Finland now line 2. Just putting it to Canada. Who would have thought? Canada needs some high smoke
Niitä ei
here.
olisi siellä, niin voisi hymyillä.
get the stone of Markku out of there.
Melkoinen puuroppa nyt tuohon kasautunut.
And Markku is a very famous name in Finnish curling. Markku Uusel-Paavoniemi, the most famous curler out of Finland, won the silver medal in the 2006 regular able-bodied Olympics in Torino, in Turin, losing the final to Brad Gushue from Canada.
You got it, Jim.
And Markku Uusel-Paavoniemi, mainstay in the World Championships of regular curling for many years. Markku could throw the line hard. He could do some bashing on this one. See what kind of weight Jim can muster up. He's got a lot of stones to move. A nice shot. Moves 3 of them around. Well, that's a good stone. Finland now only lying the one. If they guard it, don't know if there's any way Jim can get to it. And Jim's saying, what the heck hit us here? Who is this Finland team?
Mikä siellä on? Meillä ykkönen, kaverilla kakkonen.
Tuohon noin.
Joo, tuodaan siihen pussin
Jos
pohjaan.
ne joutuu vetämään, niin me jätään oma sitten tähän paremmaksi kuitenkin.
Kyllä, juuri näin.
Markku saying, yes, let's draw one right in there. A guard or a freeze right in there is absolutely perfect. Even if they freeze to their own stone, there's just no way to get all of the red out if he freezes right in there perfectly. So same weight as his first one. Front end for Canada look on. Sonia and Dennis not believing what they're seeing so far in this game.
No kato se, että se ei ota noihin keltaisiin. Se oli kato, kun me heitettiin se taipu sieltä, kato, kun tuli tuohon, niin nyt me päästään tuohon pussin pohjaan. Näin mä arvioin sen.
And Markku and his wife Sari live in Rovaniemi, 10 kilometers south of the Arctic Circle in Lapland in northern Finland. They have to travel long miles, 6 hours or so, to the southern part of Finland to play in some bonspiels, some regular events. That stone, 11.65 seconds, might be a little bit strong. Still works out pretty good though. It's a great guard. Very tough for Canada to score. Just a little bit fast, 11.65 seconds. 12 would have been a little bit slower through the zone, would have been perfect. Still not much for Canada. They can try to slither through this hole.
Make it clean or something.
He loves those shots. Come on.
Might be a possible 1 or 2 here for Canada if they can sneak through that hole, that port. Might even be able to chip off the yellow and use it to misdirect their stone, redirect it. Well, Jimbo, as he's known, the big guy, up to his neck, and it's a big neck too. Big wide shoulders and neck on Jim Armstrong. He was a very powerful sweeper with the corn broom in his younger days of curling. And he's probably the only individual I ever know.
Just off of ours.
Okay, Jim.
Only individual I ever know who actually broke his wrist sweeping with the corn broom. And that was where you snap a broom real hard. The corn broom much different than the brush. Swept so hard he actually snapped his wrist. And they're big wrists. Looking to get through the hole. Robin, oh my goodness. Didn't quite get in there. Looks like it's only 1 red though. Almost raised Finland in for 2. Hellman having a look.
2 for
That
sure.
stone just overcurled a little bit.
Okay, let's get rid of this crap that's here.
We're getting rid of all the rocks around that don't matter. It does look like just 1 red one in the center is the best. But 1 for sure for Finland, so they will be on the scoreboard once again, and only 1 team can score per end, and it isn't Canada this time. Canada having no idea where that scoreboard is. That red not counting. It's between these 2 stones. Looks like the yellow is closer, but they will measure. And there we see the pinhole, which the measuring stick will fit into. The pinhole right in the center of the
Meillä on
button.
vain yksi, mutta mä haluan niitä tattoa
There
kuitenkin.
also is the Paralympic logo.
Se on varmaan sentin verran huono.
Joo.
Well, again, 8 points. The other two, just steal the rest away. Find another
No
good
niin,
somewhere.
sitten
Ne on aina
jatketaan.
ylimääräiset lauanne. Edut vastaan.
They seem quite happy to
That fits right into the
lob them
pinhole.
in.
You see the dial
Just gotta
on
lob them a little better.
the measuring stick.
Tulee ainakin pesää vielä.
So the official will place that against one stone. Takes that to a measure of, couldn't read the number, but up against the one stone, and then we'll run it by the other stone to see if the reading is different. A higher reading means closer. Yes, definitely yellow is closer to the center. It'll only be a count of one. The worst stone is moved away. Although Canada won the measure with their yellow stone, Finland had a closer one to the button already for the single point. So only Finland counts here in single point.
Näitä läpi heittäessä viiän
Ei, pesää.
And they are just running across the scoreboard.
Eiköhän sillä jotain saa.
8-0.
Kaikki 8 meillä on pesässä.
Canada going, well, what hit us? We were expecting to have a good match. This last round robin session not going Canada's way. And Finland with something to prove today. That they can play.
Kellosta vaan pitää nyt pitää huoli. Meillä nyt sen kanssa
Markku.
Skip. Topi.
Kerro. Mitä?
Toi sanoi, että ei vielä.
10 sekuntia sit saa lähteä.
And their 13-4 win over Great Britain went much like this.
Brilliant.
They just were galloping across
I'm
the
about to
scoreboard, and Great Britain couldn't do anything.
Thanks.
But what a game today, 78%. All of these players from Finland are playing in the 70% range. 79, 75, 79, 79, well, average 78. That's the highest I've seen of any team collectively in this wheelchair Paralympic curling during the round robin. Stone.
12-4.
Sumo having a great game at lead. Sumo just absolutely making great shots all the way. And Jim Armstrong, well, he's been through a lot in his curling life. He's seen it all. He's won matches. Canada, in their last match, won 16-0 over Slovakia. So obviously they used up all their good fortune and points there. And didn't leave themselves any for this game here. And that last game by Canada, where they beat Slovakia 16-0, was a record. It was the most points ever scored in a wheelchair Paralympic game at the Paralympics. And was also the biggest margin of win, 16 points. Maybe Finland's going for the record here now. Who knows?
Menee se suoja ohi.
Mene.
Hyvä.
Hyvä heitto. Mene hyvä heitto.
It's unbelievable. Canada, their last match, they win 16-0, and here they trail 8-0.
Se on kiva, kun saa heittää aina se helppoja heittoja, ettei
And
tarvitse
a feast and now a famine for Jim Armstrong. To both sides of the fence. And it changed quickly from one game to another. Sonia Goody, the lead for Canada, 50% so far in the match. She trains 8 months a year. And she said earlier in the match, she said it was just about figuring out the ice and making the ice their friend, and they did that. Canada's played well. The ice had been curling a lot more than they were used to. Sonia says we have tremendous support from our fans. She says it was a real honor carrying the flag in the opening ceremonies, being the flag bearer for Canada. A huge thrill and honor.
Oh, I always forget you.
And her hero was Canadian wheelchair racer Rick Hansen. world famous Rick
Ota
Hansen.
pois!
Joo,
And Canada just not able to click with
kymäläinen ja-
anything quite
jos
right.
osuu suojaan, niin ei tarvi välittää.
Beautiful
Joo,
weight
mutta
there
ei se
from
osu
Sonia,
tuolla
but just
merkillä.
Ei se
rubs
osu,
out
kun
into the
tuohon
open.
merkkiin menen.
Give
Viivaa pitkin.
Mina Moted Dickey a chance to play the outturn takeout.
Ai, suoja on. Se on hyvä näin.
Mina, who previously played wheelchair basketball, wheelchair racing. That stone got away from her, slipped
Taisin
right out of
kääntää
the
kyynärpäätä liikaa.
handle
Taisin
on
kääntää kyynärpäätä liikaa.
right onto the
Hetken on.
head blade on
Suokin
the
on.
stick. So Canada finally getting a break.
Se on sulla kökkösen
Sitä
suojautumaan.
käännössä spesää hyvässä lykässä.
Tai toi menee etu punaiseen kohtaan.
Jim Armstrong, who knows what's going through that hit of his right now. But all they can do is be patient here. If Canada could get on the scoreboard, you never know. Sometimes a comeback can be made if a team can just pick up their shooting. First things first, Canada has to get playing better. Finland isn't handing anything to them. Danny Thiessen started playing in 2005 at the Assiniboia Club. Oh, nice shot. Right in front of his own. Lost his handle just coming in, but still a good stone.
I popped mine more and you popped yours more. What are you doing?
Dennis, his most memorable moment was winning gold here in this very ice cube in Sochi in 2013 in January. Mina, definitely not the strongest player on takeouts. He has a hard time throwing the stone with speed. Ends up tapping Canada into the rings. Well, all of a sudden Canada, who hasn't been able to make a shot,
Takapesän puolella tuo
flying three.
Täällä jännittää vähän liikaa.
Well, Canada turning it around.
Täällä jännittää vähän.
And Mina is much better on the draw game than the hitting game.
Be sure, Dennis, be sure. 12 and a half.
Dennis looking for 12 and a half. The travel time between hog lines.
Nice and smooth.
Sonia doing a good job of coaching for him, encouraging him. Denny, left-hander, stone on his way. The guard would be okay, but also another stone in the rings would be fine too.
Come on. Okay, there's a
Stone
spot.
slipped sliding into
There's
the
gotta
top
be a
12
spot
foot.
there.
Perfect guard on his
Because,
two shot.
Yeah.
Canada looking good in this end.
Good.
Nice shot by Denny.
Joo. Nokka tai sitten vasen reuna. Vasen reuna on vielä parempi. Vasen poski. Vasen poski on ok. Silloin sieltä saisi ton toisen takapesän kiven tai T-linjan kiven pois.
Vesa Hellman playing third. Was playing second for the tournament, but with Sari sitting out in this match, Vesa's playing third. He drills that stone right through the hole, only gets the top one. So Canada all of a sudden garnering a couple of breaks.
Tight swine.
So 13.
I think it's going to be a little heavier here.
A little bit. Solid 13. Yeah, get right out to the brim.
Canada looking for a guard on their shot stone. Ina Forrest, the vice skip. Also a lefty. Will play her out turn, which is a clockwise rotation. Repairs and then delivers.
Looks good, Ina. Nice. Well done.
began curling 2004 in Vernon, British Columbia. She heard about it through a camp.
Good shot.
Attended that camp and has been playing ever since, and what a career. Gold has been her favorite color. And one of her superstitions is that she carries a mojo bag to help her with her focus. And I love her motto, never let them see you stop smiling. Good guard. Finland in trouble this end. Canada mounting a charge, trying to get on the scoreboard for the first time. And Vesa Helman out to see if he can ruin that. The 43-year-old automotive engineer playing the rays. Just off a bit. Canada still lying 3. Very, very close. That would have ruined the end for Canada. But Canada still with a chance to count multiple points.
13
And
here.
they definitely need to score
Last
multiple
one's
points. They
13.
trail at 8-0. One count of 1 is not much good to them here.
Top 12,
They
Ina.
need more than 1.
Let's go, Ina.
And Canada,
We're out here, so
the sport of curling in Canada, now
You
the
gotta be
second
there.
most popular sport in Canada next to hockey. Over 1 million Canadians play annually in over 800 curling clubs. And in the Winnipeg area alone, 25 curling clubs right in that vicinity.
Bye.
Ina Forrest with her outturn, plenty of speed. Well, that's a nice shot.
okay.
Right in the 4-foot area.
That's good.
But. It might actually give a bigger basket for Finland to come into. The shot they wanted was a guard just in the front ring, something they could tap up, but for the moment uses protection.
Ihan oikein
Mark
pähkäily
who can
täältä katsottuna.
plunk a stone right onto the top of the shot yellows. Probably no way to get it out for
Poisto
Canada.
ja rolli siihen sisälle, niin se sitten
Mark who
menee siihen
can just
pussin
use those Canadian stones as backing if he can freeze one in there. And look at Mark who 79%, Jim Armstrong 25%. Jim's had tough shots.
Meinasin sanoa sama.
He's been
Sä
chasing
meit
on
sinne
every
varmaan
one of his
pikkasen kasvoi
stones.
alkuun.
Kyllä.
Whereas Marku has always been putting in the extra counter. Well, this is the first time in the game that Marku's in trouble. He's playing a takeout. If he can get to the inside of these stones with an inside roll, that would be absolutely perfect for him. There, a nice shot right to the button. Very well done. That Marku's a very accurate player. 79%
Click that, so be it.
so far. I'm not sure if Jim can
Just
see
right
enough
the
of that
edge of it.
stone to get to it.
If we kick that.
Marku throws with accuracy. He uses that longer stick as well, like the Russian team does. And Ina now just a little sorry she came in so deep with her stone. Yeah, and that stone is really socked away.
Give me the other one.
The other rock,
Yeah, no,
please.
right.
Other rock.
How did I wind up with 7-8 again? Don't worry about it.
Jim throwing on
That's
the
all
yellow
right,
side.
that's all
The
right.
stones are numbered
That's
1 to
good.
8.
Okay.
Jim throwing 7 and 8, but it looks like he had picked different numbers, but now he's ended up with 7, 8.
No, let's run it.
He had probably traded with a teammate. Play the rays and at least try and open it up, but he could run it straight back too. That would be a fabulous shot. Yellow on to red. Try and get that stone belonging to Finland off the button. Jimbo with the stone on its way. Not quite what he wanted, but he will open it up for his next stone.
What's that all about?
I didn't notice that the rocks were.
Well, Finland could guard here. If they came in with the perfect guard, there'd be no way for Jim to score.
Who was getting what?
I'm throwing 7
So we'll see if they take a little time here or if they play quickly.
I wound up with 70.
Marcus having a look.
Siellä on parempi.
Meillä on parempi. Meillä on ihan selkeästi parempi.
Eikö me panna siihen vaan, kato tähän
Se vielä tuon keltaisen
pussukkaan kiviin, niin ei sieltä kaikki lähde.
Tuo on ihan hyvä idea, että ottaisi ainakin yhden niitä pois.
Tai entä jos taivutetaan ihan tälle puolelle sitten, tuleeko se?
Tää on hyvä. Tämäkin.
Ootapa nyt mä... Siihen jos se heittää väliin, niin voiko se karata meiltä?
Ei, se menee tohon.
Kahta puolta, mutta sitten että se menee huonommaksi, kun ei mene huonommaksi. Ei.
Kaikki käy. Nämä voi, molemmatkin voit ottaa pois, ei se mitään, mutta jos sä haluat varastaa, niin sitten...
Ei, kun pannaan siihen kato läjään vaan, että kato...
Tännekin, jos sä saisit ihan taivutetuksi.
No ei se sinne taivu.
And Marku took up the game of curling when his wife Sari invited him to join the team.
Etupesän puolella, joo, kyllä.
And he says it's a long drive from Rovaniemi to the south of Finland. And in the car, says Sari and I have many long talks about strategy in curling. They met at a curling club, and soon thereafter Sari asked me to join the team, and he said, here we are.
Älä hirveän lähelle sitä.
Kato, sillä tavalla ne kulmat näyttää, että
No, tietenkin.
Joo. Sillä tavalla ne kulmat, että sieltä ei pitäisi lähteä.
Well, I like this shot that Finland was playing. They are staying on the offense. They could play the hit on the 2 yellows, but with the perfect stone here in the top 4 foot, Jim can't count. The setup would be such that he would not be able to do anything. It would keep Finland from stealing this end. Let's see how good this stone is. Marku laying into the front ring area. Well, that's a pretty good guard. I don't think there's much Jim can do. And even raising those red stones, I don't think he can take shot stone away from Finland. Very tricky situation.
Nowhere to run it even through.
Yeah, Jim's saying it's not possible. Nothing good. He can chip in off the side one. That's about his only shot. Come in with his shooter off the side stone.
Out here.
Is that one sitting?
And I remember back in
We need an inch of that one.
1983 at the Sudbury Briar in Canada.
Might as well miss it clean as anything.
Where Jim was curling third for Bernie Sparks. And Sparks' last stone of an end, he made a shot like this to win the game, coming off a side stone. Now, why I remember that, I don't know, but I do.
Okay, big guy, stick it in there.
Okay.
Okay, big guy, do this.
Very difficult shot. Chip the red one with the yellow stone, and then have the shooter go in and take care of shot stone. Wow, very tough shot. Is it close? I don't think so. Jim not with a good release there. Hits it dead on. It'll be another steal of 1 for Finland, as Canada really had a good end going there. Had a chance for 3 or 4, but Finland said, no, sir. We're not letting you near the scoreboard, Jim. Finland takes another point.
Oh, well.
9-0. And amazingly, Canada won their game against Slovakia 16-0, used up all of their good shots and their points there. And this game can't get anything to go right. And Finland playing big numbers. So as we hit into the 4th in break, 9-0 Finland. And who would guess that they are the team with a 1-7 record, pounding away on Canada, who has a 7-1 record.
Minä kiitän. Kiitän.
Coach Osku Tutemo saying well done. First half of the game. The fans here in Sochi a little bit stunned by this game. Can't believe it. Here we are, Sochi, Russia, 2014, wheelchair curling at the Paralympics, and we look at Finland. The big numbers they are playing today, and every one of them well above the average they've had on the right-hand side, their average for the week. And Markku Karjalainen, the skip, 84%, just having a brilliant game. Who would have thought coming in this match that Finland would be laying a licking on Canada? Up 9-0 at this point after 4 into play. And Coach Ostud Kutemo talking some strategy. And there's wife Sari right beside Markku. She's the regular vice skip, third on this team, but sitting out this match. And looking at Canada, far below their average for the event. Ina Forrest, well below her 60% average, with only 47. And Jim Armstrong only 31%. But Jim's had a lot of tough shots, trying to bail his team out of spots. And Canada, their coach Joey Ray, can't believe what he's seeing in this game.
Oh yeah.
Okay. No worries here. No worries.
Believe it or not, it's not
Fifth
the
man,
first
Mark
time this has
Idison.
happened. But we came back.
Jim and Ina laughing about it. They said they were down this far in the match one time and won the game. Who knows if that will happen today. Finland just not missing much and getting the breaks too. Everything going their way. We look at the team comparison. It's been all Finland. The draws, 77% they lead it. The takeouts, 50% they lead it. So they were totally out curling Canada this match and scored a big 5-ender in the second and stole 5 on Canada to lead it by a score of 9-0. So it is 2 for Finland. They made use of the hammer in the opening end to get a deuce and then stole 5 on the second end. That was the big count, and 1 more in the third. And Canada had a good end, a big end going in the fourth end, but 1 big shot by Finland, a hit and roll. And they stole that end too to lead it 9-0. 4 more ends left in regulation play. Canada will have to really put on the scoreboard race to catch up. And it's been all Markku Karjalainen so far. Skip curling 84%. And for Canada, all you can do is laugh and say, well, you know, we used up all their shots beating Slovakia 16-0. Maybe we're saving some shots now for the semifinals. But this will definitely hurt Canada's chance of finishing first after the round robin and playing team number 4. And it might be regulated for the second, third game. It certainly depends upon Russia, the team that's tied with them, what Russia does in their game as well. Finland just throwing their opening stone through. They'd like to keep it fairly clean and make Canada have to position all their own stones. And Sonia Goody, as I mentioned, into the Curling Hall of Fame in 2013 in Canada. She's won gold in 2 previous Paralympics in 2006 and 2010. And curling first appeared in the World Championships in wheelchair curling in 2002 in Sochi, Switzerland, and then made its appearance in the Olympics for the first time. Wheelchair curling appeared in Torino and Turin, Italy in 2006. So Sonia winning gold there and then in Vancouver 2010. We have a substitute into the game. It's Markku's wife, Sari. Looks like she will play in the second or third position. Tumo will be still going to be throwing at lead. So we're not sure yet what position Sari's coming in for. Just playing the chip shot there with Finland. Well, remember with the 4-rock rule, they couldn't totally remove that stone. But they tried to just chip it over by the boards and roll away the shooter in. And Tumo says, I just missed it by that much. Almost made it. Chip shot difficult. Both teams started with 68 minutes on their clock. Both have around 35 minutes left.
Their button ones were around 12.
This has to be a solid 12.5.
And the brain, as she's known, Sonia, with that handle on her chair. The balance post, she calls it. She's a teacher at the Okanagan College near Vernon, British Columbia. And as she says, her motto, giving up is not an option. She's not giving up here.
Good weight.
Nice draw in behind by Sonia.
12-9?
Yeah.
13? 13.
And Sonia's won gold medal 3 times from World Championships in 09 and 11 and 13. So according to that, she should win in 15 every second year. Three guard zone no longer in effect. Vesa Hellman moving from the 3rd position to the 2nd position. As Mina left the game. Will he have enough weight to raise this stone right through the ring? No. Kind of slipped with his chair on that throw. And when a substitute comes into the game
13?
and a player goes out, the entire team can, if they want, reorganize how they will play and lead the skip.
Yeah, right down to it.
So Vesa Hellman's playing second now. And the substitute coming in,
Nice handle.
Sari Karjalena, will play third. That's her normal position. She's normally the vice skip. Dennis Thiessen, 53%. Loves woodworking, and he would like to figure out a way to work his way back into this game. Canada trails at 9-0. A shocker of shockers. But for the moment, Canada line 3.
Perfect. What's the weight?
12-8. Nicely done. Right in between.
12-8. Way to go, Dennis.
Nicely done.
Dennis getting congratulated for a nice shot. And Canada just keeping their spirits up. You have to finish this game well, regardless if they win or not. They'd like to get playing well, moving into the semifinals. Nice hit there by Vesa. And for them, it's a matter of making the Yellowstones go away. Making sure Canada can't count a big in.
Yksi vähemmän.
And for Canada, it's a matter of plugging away. Just keep plopping stones into the rings and hope for some unexpected misses from Finland. And Finland so far not missing much. Finland playing at a click of 71% in this game as a team. They're really playing well. And Denny began the sport 2005 out of the Assiniboia club in Winnipeg.
Good work, Dennis. Good work.
One of the 25 curling clubs right in that area of Winnipeg. Good shot by Denny. Canada picking it up. Just they made good shots last end too. Just didn't manage to score. And let's meet Sari Karjalainen, 45-year-old. The vice skip, who normally plays third on this team. She can throw pretty hard too. She's the one that got husband Marku onto this team. They met at curling, and soon thereafter, Sari asked Marku to join the team. Tapped there, but doesn't get the stones out. All the yellow still in play. Canada can hit and lie 4.
Okay, Ina. Take an extra second here, right at it.
And Sari, her nickname Irwin, she's a psychologist. Perhaps she and I should talk. Chance here for Canada to lie 4. And Ina Forrest has not had the kind of match that she has in the past. Has had 2 takeouts so far and missed them both. And usually she's a very strong hitter. So playing below her average. the hit there, though. Good shot. Canada line 4. Well, there is hope for the Canadian side. And second in a row where they are playing well.
It's a 10. Solid 10.
Sari playing the hit again, trying to make some of the Yellowstones go away. Her hobby is gym, and she loves hand cycling as well. And I love her motto, one of the best. She says, "In your own soul's sky, you are the sun."
10,8.
Oh, and fortunate shot there for Finland. Looked like a miss on the takeout, but it rubbed and went in behind their own guard. Finland playing well, and big break there too. Enough to be third shot Stone, out counting 2 yellows. Jim probably was thinking we'll have to play the straight back double.
Same weight.
Giving about 16 inches of ice. This will be in turn for left-hander Ina Forrest. Counterclockwise rotation, and you might say, why throw a turn on? Why not just throw it straight? Well, the Stone would have attempted to be thrown straight and might just accidentally take one turn or over the other. So players always predetermine the direction and the expected amount of curl and the weight to be played. Let's see how Ina does here. Like the straight back double. And just chips and rolls away. She's missed more stones in this game than she has in any other. Might have been just a bit too much ice from Jim too. That stone just didn't curl much. That's like Jim was saying. Yes, I probably gave you too much ice.
Sun se roiskikivi tuolla takapesässä esitä.
Well, Finland has to be careful here that they don't do the favor for Canada and hit a yellow one onto that back red. There's Tumo and Sari talk it over. Although Sari throws third stones, it is Vesa Helman who holds the brush. And Markku throws that advice skip.
Ota vieläkin. Joo, mutta se vieläkin pienempi, ettei kato ohi karkaa. Ota vaan pienempi vähän, kun siinä on varaa nousta.
Ei mä enää.
Markku 91% so far in this match.
Ota 5 senttiä, kun mä kasilla tuun.
Sit se osuu jo tänne puolelle helpolla.
He's a very accurate hitter. He uses the long stick, rocking that stone back and forth, and pulls it way back. It's a lot of momentum. Wow, beautiful shot, the double. And just like that, Finland line 2. Canada's in, pretty much gone. Markku really can throw the big weight. He's definitely a force to be reckoned with in the future in wheelchair curling. Jim hasn't had much to shoot at in this game. Every time he has come to play his stone, there has been red granite everywhere. A very tough double here. Jim can play it, be pretty near impossible to save his shooter,
Back
though.
to 78 again. Have a tough break on Ina's.
Jim could also be playing the outturn draw here. Into the back stone on the left side of the sheet. And that's the call. Right through the hole, a little too fast.
Yeah, no, want to get it? Yeah. Yeah, no, want to, yeah. Get it.
Jim having a tough match.
Well, I see it.
28%. One of those days, he says to himself, one of those days. Mom said there would be days like this. And here it is.
Otetaan.
Well, counting two, Finland could stay very aggressive here. They could even tap their own stone up there, sitting at the top of the 8-foot. They'll play the hit on the yellow, though, on the side. Quite a bit of ice for the end turn.
Valmis.
Markku can throw pretty hard, as we saw on his last shot. It's on its way. See if it curls over enough. Yes, a nice hit and roll right in, almost in behind. Finland lying at least 3. Hard to tell on the 4th, very close. Jim Armstrong needing a good shot here to get one. He's playing against a master today who's throwing 93% at him.
We need about the same there, I would think.
Yeah.
And the best match played in this wheelchair curling was 93% by Nielsen from Great Britain in one game at Skip. And right now Markku also at 93%. Well, Jim with a good shot here could find Canada's way onto the scoreboard. That stone slowing down though quickly. Wow. My goodness, it'll be a steal again. At least 3, perhaps 4. It looks like only 3, but Jim can't believe it. How can you win a game 16-0 and then now be down 12-0? What a turn of events. That's curling.
Full on you, but man, I gave that a shot.
Ho ho.
Ina goes ho ho ho. And Canada can only laugh. They haven't taken a whooping like this for a long time. And who would have ever suspected that the upstarts from Finland with a 1-7 record would be up by a score of 12-0 on Canada. Strange things do happen in curling. The teams must play 6 ends of the 8 ends. But I presume that if Jim doesn't get a big end here for Canada in this end, that they will probably shake hands. Finland just tossing this first stone through the rings from Tumo Arnika. And that's 2 ends in a row now. The 4th and 5th end, where it looked like Canada would get a big count. And both times it slipped away from them. Well, once again, Canada will start with the stone into the free guard zone. Nice shot. Stopping short of the ring by Sonia Goody. Leading the way for Canada at 63%.
Who gives them I don't know.
What are
Who
you?
gives them the rock lineup? Who gives them the rock lineup?
I don't know. They write it down.
Finland once again just throwing a stone through. The free guard zone protecting that stone of Canada's until the next shot by Finland. And this team from Finland, quite amazing. They did the same thing to Great Britain, beating Great Britain 13-4. So when Finland gets hot, look out. Sonia Goody with that balanced post, which she holds on to. I would think that perhaps more players might be copying that in the future. Nice draw weight on her out turn.
Come on, sit down. It's back there. What is it, 12?
Finland now able to place them either ors. Either get the front stone or the back stone. They can see some of the back one. So they would take either one. They just would like to make yellow granite go away. Well, they're changing to the other turn. Vesa Hellman playing third from the start of this match, but now playing second. Making the chip, moving that stone of Canada's over to the side. So that worked. Vesa, an automotive engineer, is married. Wife Tanya, 2 children, Gina and Johan. Canada has had stones counting the last 2 ends. Problem for them, none of them went on the scoreboard. Nice weight by Dennis Thiessen. He made 2 nice draws in the previous end. Dennis now playing at 55%. And Finland just continuing to fire away. Double for Finland. Everything working for them today.
9.28.
So it's got to be zone 2.
And he wants it up against her, so.
No, zone 2, right?
No, he wants it up against her.
Up against it.
Okay.
12-6.
All right, sorry, I missed the clock. 12-6.
Jim asking for the freeze to that stone. As Markku Karjalainen looks on.
Right on top of it.
And Finland must think, well, you know, we beat Great Britain, who is at a record at 5-3. We beat a good team there. Now we're putting it to Canada, who's the first place team. For Finland, will really build their confidence, perhaps in future years, to know that they can play with the best team.
Go, 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 go.
Dennis just to the front ring.
Curled, eh?
That was the same way.
Yeah,
And he will just continue to hit. For them, it's a numbers game now. Just make yellow stones go away.
Ai nyt suurennettu aika paljon, no.
The hit attempt. Just sliding by. That attempt by Sari Karjalainen.
Lähti sen verran sisällä.
Joo.
Okay, T-line, got to be there.
Canada,
Down in
who
front of that
knows,
one.
might be able to get some points on the board here. Ina Forrest playing at third. She's a business owner in the Vernon area. says their most memorable moment was winning gold in the Olympics 2010 in Vancouver. Only enough weight to play the tap. Didn't get back down to the red stone where she wanted to be.
Good weight. It's 12-3.
But you never know, Finland might do them a favor and drive a yellow one of the red.
Joo.
Ja nyt pistähän ruutia.
Sorry, trying to throw big weight on this shot. She has a little bit of trouble really throwing, although her husband Mark, who can really throw the big weight with accuracy. A nice hit there. Can't roll over in front of the yellow. Jim Armstrong holding the brush there. He began wheelchair curling in 2007. And actually, he began in the wheelchair realm as a consultant with the Canadian Curling Association.
Zone 4.
And for Jim, he says wheelchair curling for him has been a real second life. And he says it's been a real learning curve from able-bodied to wheelchair curling. Ina Force with better weight this time. She will make the hit and roll over. And Ina Force, she loves horses and photography. Tough thing for Canada. They chipped that red stone of Finland's in behind the corner guards, behind those stones at the front range. And wow, what a difference there. Jim Armstrong, 25%. He's faced all the tough shots. And everything that Markku has played has just turned to gold in this game. He can really throw with accuracy with the big weight. Very impressive. Makes the hit and the rollout. The main objective was to get rid of the stone. He does just that. Armstrong quick to put the brush down. The way Markku is playing, I would say that Jim Armstrong just wants to get off the ice and finish this end and move on, get ready for their semifinals.
Hey, Jimmy.
It's sliding pretty well down there still, eh?
Yeah, it is sliding pretty good. Stick it in there.
But one thing about this Canadian team, I don't think anything bothers them too much. Sure, this game didn't go their way. They're very capable of turning it around in the semifinals. Jim Armstrong, the 63-year-old. Jimbo, the big guy as he's known, just nudges that top stone.
Weight wasn't bad, just a little more.
A little more ice there.
A little more ice.
Ei vaan punaisella toinen keltainen sit kanssa. Mä vetäisin täysin meidän oma punaisen. Sehän on pahempi kuin tuo etukelta.
Se on tärkeintä, kato, kun se, jos se tulee liikaa paksuna, niin se otetaan pois.
Tää
niin, kato, tämä kato.
Tekee sama. Tämä tekee sama.
Mutta tältä puolen kuitenkin tullaan tällä merkillä tuohon.
Kumpaa, tuleeko nokkaa
vaikka,
vai?
Kato, se riittää vaikka tänään pelkästään pois. Se riittää pelkästään tuohon pois ottoon. Mutta ei sille poskelle ei tule. Se ei saa tulla. Se pitää tulla tälle poskelle.
Eikö yksi vaan pois?
No se riittää, kato, kun
Well, Markku is shot stone and could play the draw
ei siitä saa enempää kuin yhden.
to the other side of the rings.
Oma punaiseen vaan.
Being so far up in the scoreboard, probably important for him just to get rid of a yellow one.
Mitä?
Make sure Canada can't get a big
Kunhan
score.
se saa pitämään niinku tää keltainen mikä eessä, niin sen vasemmalle poskelle osuma, niin se riittää.
Niin siitä lähtisi toi keltainenkin pois, toinenkin punaisen takkaava.
Niin eihän se pelkällä keltaisella lähde.
Ei vaan sitä jos saa punaiseen ja... Niin.
Chance for a double here off his own red.
Siellä.
He can throw hard enough to make this shot. Good shot, almost got rid of the second yellow, but actually moved it in for shot stone. So unless Canada takes out their own stone, they will count and get on the scoreboard. They are shot stone. And I was only joking about the part about them taking out their own stone, but you never know the way things have been going today for Canada. Stone just had to curl a hair more to make the perfect double. Canada now with a chance for two. And Ina, who says never let them see you stop smiling, with a smile on her face. If Jim Armstrong plays this last stone of the sixth end, it will be a draw attempt for two. Looks like he has plenty of weight on this, so it looks like a very nice weight. But changed handle coming in and slides through. So it'll only be a count of one for Canada.
Great game. Good shooting, you guys. Good job.
And they will shake hands as Canada concedes.
Good game, guys.
Not your day today. Thanks anyway.
Hot days like that.
And it was an
That's all right.
unbelievable
Good job. What's that?
outcome.
Slovakia 16-0.
Canada could do no right and Finland could do no wrong. And Ina ever smiling. And the husband and wife team, Markku and Sari.
Tuomo, otatko sä Tuomo? Mä napataan sen pitkän kepin.
Wonderful people.
Nyt menee kaikki tässä niin.
All right.
Good shooting.
Canada congratulating Finland on a very strong match, and Finland finishing the round robin on a positive note with a big match. So there it is in the books after 6 ends of play. Jim Armstrong congratulating Finland on the 12-1 win. Jim says thanks for the curling lesson.
You're the better team today.
That's the best day for you. Thanks a lot.
It's good to finish not such so successful.
And hey, all the best for the
And all Ina can say is, I'm glad we are not playing you in the semifinals. You're too tough on us. So there it is, the unexpected result. Finland with the best of it. 69% to Canada's 47%, and the big shooter for Finland was the skip Markku Karjalainen, 90%. He really owned the skipping position over Jim Armstrong in this match. Vesa played well, 63%.
Nyt laitetaan terveisiä kotisuomeen.
And there's the destroyer, Markku Karjalainen, 90% in this match. And Armstrong and his gang will just put the tools of their trade to rest and look for better things in the semifinals. And the standings, Canada drops to 7-2. Russia's still playing, so Russia has a chance now to finish first. However, if Russia loses, Canada did beat Russia in the round robin, so they would get first place and would play number 4. So who will finish first? We wait to see. Finland at the bottom there with 2 wins, 7 losses. Their 2 wins, very impressive. 13-4 over Great Britain and 12-1 over Canada. And Jim puts his accreditation on. And the master skip from Canada couldn't get it working in this match today, as Finland was by far the better team out on the ice. The other match is still being played here at the Ice Cube, where there are 4 sheets of curling ice. There we see Finland. Great match. Markku Karjalainen with a great game. It was a match where Canada could secure first place with a win, so they had a lot to gain. For Finland, it was only playing for pride as they were out of the running, but Finland made use of the hammer in the first end to get 2. They stole 5 in the second end on Canada. They got another 3 in the fifth end to win it by a score of 12-1 over Canada, really giving Canada shellacking before Canada heads off into the semifinal playoffs. Welcome. Nice to see you. Thanks for listening to this broadcast from Sochi, Russia. Wheelchair curling at the Paralympics. We'll see you next time.